I believe that we're all mutually responsible for one another. And yes, life is going to continue to break us, but for those of us who have been pieced together by other people usually, it's our responsibility to try to find the glue to put lives back together. Every community really needs a place like Dorothy's, where there's always a place for food, there's always a place for hope. But it's not enough to just fill the belly or have a safe shelter at night, but it's important to try to liberate people into their possibilities.
I know that for me, this is the first job I've had since 1989. A real job.
You just never know when the time will be right for an individual. Jim Ferguson is a really good example of that. He has been a long-time guest of Dorothy's Place, and when we started this garden project, he went through over a year of part-time work in here, and then he went to an organic gardening class and became a certified organic gardener. So now he's working on an organic farm. He's clean and sober, and he's really loving his life.
He said, "You don't pay taxes?" I says, "Yeah, I do. I do pay taxes."
We need to move in the direction of job training, providing jobs for folks. So many of our guests ask me every day, "Robert, do you know of any work? Robert, is there? Robert.
We are trying to service folks who have barriers to employment with the 20-week job training program focused on soft skills or being job ready, being able to show up on time, professional attire, developing a resume, filling out applications. And the reason it's the Green Corps is because we'll be greening Chinatown. And so we've been working with a partnership with the city to get access to some of the city-owned lots and some of the privately owned lots, and we'll be cleaning those up and doing landscaping tailored to native plants, the indigenous plants to this area. If you were going to go for a hike in the woods or go to the beach, which has been undeveloped, you would find these types of plants. Ceanothus, which is a California lilac, and it has beautiful blue blossoms. It's incredibly rewarding to have a hand in helping folks not only build a garden and cultivate plants, but they're cultivating their own sense of identity. They're rebuilding their own hope, you know, and it comes from building something and being part of a team and doing something good in your community.
Knowledge is like a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. African proverb. Because we don't take care of Mother Earth as much as she takes care of us.
This is a group called Youth Alive. This group been coming here for a long time and help us with our homework. When I was a little kid, my parents would work in the fields a lot, and I never got any help to do my homework because my parents would get home really late, plus they didn't speak English. Sometimes it's really hard when you come to the United States when you're already a grown-up, a teenager, because you only speak Spanish and they're teaching you, but how are you gonna learn if you don't speak the language? I like to help because I had a hard time when I was a little girl, and I want to make it easier for the little kids. I want to be a registered nurse and still help out in the community. I like to volunteer a lot, so I want to volunteer.
When we think about the changing of the neighborhood, that next step starts with finding that inner asset. These are all handmade, but it is just one attempt at providing. So, since the last time we talked, we had our work cooperative, which started out as a kind of a handmade t-shirt business. And since then, things have expanded and changed. We had somebody donate a silk screening press. So we've started a silk screening business. And many of our guests are creating their own designs. We've been able to do special orders for Salinas Pride. We've done for CSUMB. We've done for Marina Farmers Market, for Salinas Farmers Market. We're doing a 700 t-shirt order right now for Bellarmine High School. There's a high school school in San Jose. They order t-shirts from us every year for their freshman retreat. And so that's what this is. And so it's a wonderful way to support people. We've put people through college classes, learning about marketing, learning about business, and it's one way to support. 10% of the proceeds go back to our women's shelter. About a year ago, we noticed that one of the abandoned buildings on the street came up for rent. And I was talking with David Laguerre, who's an artist, and he's our board chair, about the neighborhood and the new revitalization and what's going on here. And you know how neighborhoods become revitalized? Artists come in and they put their studios there. And he thought about it for about a week and gave me a call and said, let's do it. We're heading down to the at-risk gallery. We have collaborated with Interim Healthcare. We're going to be working on a mosaic project together. And when we had our summer urban arts camp, we had a bunch of young teens, skateboard kind of kids, who are very interested in continuing to have a free space for art expression. One of the things we decided was, well, we could promote spray paint art in a way that would be productive and constructive and not destructive. So Thursdays we open up for the kids in the neighborhood, for some of the families that we work with, local kids, and then we also have a bunch of teens who come and are doing spray paint art.
This is the open canvas. This space allows people from different crews, whatever you want to call it, of different neighborhoods to come together and be able to look on the basis of talents, on the basis of art. And there's youngsters that come here and they live in the neighborhood I live, the east side, and they come here and we talk about certain issues, growing up, living on the east side, being around gangs, and having the conversation of, I don't want to do that, I want to do something different. My family's out there, you know what I mean? My family's right here. Everyone has a story.
And right now what we're doing is we're part of the First Fridays Art Walk as part of Old Town Salinas Art Walk. And so we're on the circuit. We did a prison artwork, we've done children's artwork. What we're trying to do is create more positive things on the street.
One of my dreams is to run a little coffee shop here on Soledad Street. This gathering place for musicians, for college students, for the homeless, for characters. Part of the beauty of Soledad Street is that it's historical. John Steinbeck and the Grapes of Wrath and East of Eden. We need places in which those stories that are now can be told and collected.